Last podcast on the left is all about the facts. So when Southern New Hampshire University came on as a sponsor, it was time to do some research. Turns out they offer more than 200 online degree programs, and get this, criminal justice and psychology are some of the most popular. Classes have no set meeting times, and tuition rates are some of the lowest in the U.S. Want to learn even more about SNHU? Visit snhu.edu/last. Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have trusted Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. Just tell Progressive what you want to pay, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Visit Progressive.com to find a car insurance rate that works for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, what's up, everyone? The boys of Last Podcast on the Left here.
Hello.
Yeah. Want to tell you about our new special. We filmed it in Chicago. It was an unbelievable experience, and you can enjoy it as well. Go to www.lastpodcastlive.com. Don't forget to put the www in, because
you have to put the www in there.
We're going in the way back machine all the way to 2001.
It's a technological glitch that we're trying to get tech support for, but still, just put in the www.
www.lastpodcastlive.com.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
I want to amend the fact that I think I said last episode that I don't trust men with big legs and big butts.
Did you say that?
I want to clarify that only holds to men.
Well, you just you didn't change what you said. You just doubled down on what you said.
Yes, but that's important. I ain't no flip-flopper. The one thing you know about me, Kissel, is I ain't no flip-flopper. Right? I'm held firmly to the ground by my weight.
Well, sometimes when it comes to flip-flopping, it could also be construed as like changing for the better. But I guess that's not going to happen.
No, man, guys with big legs, you can't trust them. That always holds.
I don't know. No, it doesn't always hold. But
women with big legs will be there to comfort you with their laps.
Yes, they could also kill you in a matter of seconds. That's
Please.
Fine. All right, this is the last podcast on the left. I am Ben Kitzel, and that's Marcus Parks.
Hi, Ben.
How's your brain, Marcus?
Brain's doing good.
How's the book coming?
Book's coming great. Just finished another chapter.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah, pump it out, Marcus. Give me that work. Give me that work. I want to give a shout out to some fans that give me.
I have to introduce you, Henry, our guest for, what is this, episode 340?
346, I think.
Our regular guest of episode 345 episodes in, Henry Zabrowski.
I want a stipend to be a guest. There's a big issue in Los Angeles about podcast guests not getting paid, and I think it's only fair that I get paid.
Sure.
I want to give a shout out to a couple of fans from Stabminton, which is Edmonton's also been known as, apparently.
Really? Well, Deadmonton is much better than Stabminton. Deadmonton is much better than Stabminton. You can't just put stab in front of anything.
You could just Stab Man Town is how you could start doing that, but that requires a lot of edibles. You have to be on about 15 milligrams of edibles to work your way to that title. But I want to give a shout out to some of the death metal that was sent my way. Okay. A band named Grime Exemius that is from Stabminton.
Nice.
It's pretty fucking killer.
Okay.
And also Idolatry, which is some black metal from Stabminton, which is honestly it's pretty groovy.
All right.
Thank you for that. So not everything is bad in Edmonton. I also heard they've got a great big old-fashioned video store called The Lobby.
I love it. No, there's a lot of great things in Edmonton.
Of course.
I think there's a CFL team out there.
It's the biggest mall in North America's out there.
We know this.
Pretty upset about that. But that has been, I got many emails saying that yes, indeed, it is the biggest mall, but Minneapolis just needs to build a casino in the mall or just outside connected to the mall, and then they win again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why are we talking about Canada? You know why. We're on to part 2 of this fella. Though, again, second biggest D-bag other than BTK, Mark Twitchell.
So after the attempted murder of Gilles Tétrault, Twitchell was understandably a little bit jumpy. But after nothing happened, no police, no phone calls, no searches, he figured that he was clear to try again.
That's not the message that should have been received.
Nope. You got away with one. Stop now.
So, only 6 days after the attempted murder, Twitchell created another Plenty of Fish account, this one named Jen, and waited.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, I've seen pictures from this account. I mean, Sheena at least didn't have a cross-eye.
Well, but
Jen kind of had a cross-eye. Not to, like, bemoan whoever the real Jen was.
I got nothing wrong with the cross eye, nothing wrong with no eyes, nothing wrong with whale eyes where they go to the side there. That's just fine. But
That's a sign of a fetal alcohol syndrome, though, which is difficult.
That's not. I'm not going to blame the victim. There was a girl that had fetal alcohol syndrome in my high school, and we sat together in home ec, and she was very, very sweet. And I loved her, and she helped me. She helped me out.
This is just you just being like, so you're like a baby that comes from beer?
No, that's horrible. But I will say for Twitchell, so he wants to go for someone attainable, and he knows who he's looking for. All right.
Well, dozens of men responded to the Jen profile, but the one Mark Twitchell chose was another super nice dude named Johnny Altinger, who's just a 38-year-old dude who worked as an oil field pipeline inspector. Now, unlike Gilles, who had told nobody where he was going that night, Johnny told his friend Willie exactly where he was going for his date. Because, it was those stupid directions, the whole, go around to the back alley, find the overgrown garage, walk through the garage to get to the back door.
Right. Now, the one problem with telling your friend Willie, really crucial information is when he shouts that information out in the town hall, no one's going to pay attention because he's old, stoned, drunk Willie.
You gotta go 3 clicks down the street and see the third garbage can, and you gotta find a half-open garage, and it's not that one, it's the third half-open garage.
Okay, Willie.
But the truth is remember again from last episode, Twitchell had done that weird, kind of cute girl lilt in the description of the directions. So he kind of was thrown off. And I mean, Willie, to his credit, immediately was like, oh, that's kind of roundabout, isn't it?
No kidding.
And Johnny's just desperate for love. He was very much so desperate for connection.
That's the saddest thing about this whole story.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's Mark Twitchell. He's another serial killer. I mean, he's no different than the rest of them. He's just another serial killer that goes after an extremely vulnerable section of the population because he's fucking weak.
Right.
And so the thing is about Willie is that Willie's like, this sounds kind of off. Why don't you send me the exact directions?
Okay.
Why don't you email them to me so I know exactly where you're going?
Now, honestly,
because how hard is it to tell your friend, right? He's your friend. You love Johnny. But no woman he has approached to maybe in the last couple of years has been immediately like, yeah, come over tonight.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you have to tell your friend, hey, listen, let's maybe set our expectations a little bit lower. I love you. I think you're worthy of love.
Right.
But I think she's gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
maybe.
I think she's a man, baby.
Oh, it's never too late for a Mike Myers impression. Woo! 2019 coming in like a torpedo.
It never gets old.
I could also see in an alternate universe if this dude shows up to the house and then Willie's having sex with her. Why does he want all the directions? As someone who's been around the block, I'd be like, do you need all the directions to the woman that I would like to meet today? Interesting. Why would you need that, sir?
What time do you plan to be there?
I get there around 8.
Okay, cool. I get out of the gym at 6:45, so I shouldn't have been saying this out loud.
Now, had Willie not been worried about his friend that night, much to Willie's credit, there's no telling how many times Twitchell would have been able to pull off this dumb shit scheme. But even though those directions would be Mark's undoing, it was not enough to save Johnny Altinger. So on that night, Twitchell was waiting in the garage for Johnny to show up because he'd learned his lesson from the stun baton, and now he figured that the best course of action was just fucking hit the dude in the head with a pipe as soon as he walked in.
All right.
Wasn't going to do it. Wasn't going to do the hockey mask. Wasn't going to do any of that shit. Just bam, hit him in the head, and then get to work.
Okay.
It's unfortunate that he learned that fast, because
Right.
this truth is that it's really the hesitation is what allows you to make the mistakes,
Right.
which is what he made in the first time. I thought it was really interesting to learn how a stun baton really worked.
Yeah.
I didn't know that that's how it worked, that you basically it's a long term, like eventually you just turn into spaghetti.
Right.
I thought it just fucking like because that's what's fun.
That's a taser.
Yeah. And now he's going the old Clue route.
Yeah.
He's going with the pipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was already keyed up because he'd had a hot movie date with his old college girlfriend earlier that day, spending the afternoon making out in the back row of the movie theater during a show in a quarantine.
Quarantine, not the best remake. Just watch. I think it's Wreck.
Wreck. Yeah, Wreck.
Just watch
Yeah,
Wreck.
Wreck is actually one
Wreck
of my
is-
favorite horror movies.
No need to watch
Wreck
Quarantine.
is sweet, and Wreck 3 is one of the more Gonzo trilogy, that like one of the Gonzo third of a trilogy I've seen in a long time, but it's pretty damn good.
Cool.
I also remember the time that I stopped my high school girlfriend from making out with me during Unbreakable because the movie was too important.
Well, now you got Glass coming out.
But on that night, Johnny showed up 30 minutes early, way before Twitchell was ready. Because, he had to be ready before he could really do what he wanted to do.
Okay.
This guy.
So Johnny walked into the dark garage and he called out hello, and all Twitchell could think to do was just say hello back, and he turned on the lights.
I mean, he did this improv movie. He obviously has improv training. Yes, and
I guess.
And so Mark, he told Johnny that he was a filmmaker and that all this shit that he saw around him was just a set.
It's a garage.
Yeah, but it was still
you
set to. It was. He had all the walls covered in plastic because it was his Dexter Kill room. Remember?
Oh. Okay,
dude.
sure.
And he had a fucking chair there with handcuffs that were going to be, he was going to attach him to the chair. He had fucking rope. He had an open set of weapons. Like he had a whole torture area set up for him to be able to play his macabre games.
Oh,
Can you imagine if Ed Gein pulled the same shit when they walked into the house and like knocked into the body? He's like, oh, this is a film set.
Oh, my goodness. By the way, the Ed Gein chapter in the book coming out, when will the book be out?
February 2020 looks like.
February 2020. The Ed Gein chapter is going to send chills down your spine because I always forget how much art he was creating.
So, when Johnny walked in and Mark Twitchell introduced himself as a filmmaker, Twitchell, by his own admission in SK Confessions, he couldn't help himself. He started bragging. This is what Mark Twitchell wrote that he said to Johnny Altinger.
You might have heard of my stuff. I'm the guy who put together the comedy feature at our local film festival. That's me. I'm that guy.
Oh, my God.
Day players.
Of course,
Remember?
Johnny fucking hadn't heard of day
course not.
players.
No one's heard of day players.
I will tell you, talk about a true show business professional. Twitchell would have made it in Los Angeles because I receive fucking resumes and demos from Uber drivers every other ride.
Yeah,
That's
well.
what you have to do. You got to throw it down, man. You got to throw down that plug.
Yeah, dude, I still hustle the show. Like, I still tell Uber drivers and fucking everybody about the show. It never ends.
Well, I told you guys my little trick. If someone talks about or someone asks about it, I'll be like, yeah, you can find it on iTunes. And then I hit the subscribe button for them.
That's so
no
scary,
one
Kissel.
unsubscribes. No one unsubscribes.
You're too big of a man to just take somebody's phone from their
No, I
hands.
don't take it. I hit it. Henry.
Give me
I don't say it like that. I am
Which one
very
of these
charming.
pictures is your family? Which
come
is this?
on.
Is this your family? Where you live?
Well, I got us at least 5 to 6 subscribers that way. So you're welcome.
Well, after Johnny said that, of course, I haven't fucking heard of day players, he asked, "Where's Jen?" And Mark said she'd be back any second. So Johnny said, "I'll come back later." And so Johnny left, and Twitchell tried coming up with another plan. But before Twitchell could formulate anything, Johnny immediately came right back, like a couple of minutes later.
Why?
Because he's he's really lonely.
Yeah,
he's
so
just so
sad.
he comes to this date.
I've been in situations like this before where you're uncomfortable, you're really into what's going on, you don't know how to act, you're a socially awkward dude.
Sure.
So he just kind of keeps coming back.
He as Jen oversold him on her commitment to him, and also the fucked up thing too is that as Jen, he's like throwing nerd references shit in there, like talk about Star Wars, which is just as a lonely 38-year-old man, and then you show up and she's not there and it's all super awkward.
So when Johnny came back the second time, Twitchell, he started improvising again. He picked up his phone and he pretended like he was talking to Jen and that she was just stuck in traffic and she was going to be a half hour late.
Okay.
Actually, this is Jen right here. Let me actually take this. Jen, where are you at? Johnny's here to see you. This is not me covering my mouth. It's not. Oh yeah, it's horrible out here. You wouldn't believe the amount of traffic is going. Yeah, I bet you. You should have set the date for later. Now you're excited to sit on Johnny. Yeah, I'm so wet for Johnny. I can't wait for him to put that spoon in my soup.
Okay.
And Twitchell, he told Johnny that he was more than welcome to hang around, but Johnny at this point was kind of done with this shit, so he said, no, that's all right, I'm just gonna go home. And on his way, he called up his other friend, Dale, and he told him the whole story. He was like, this is really weird, I don't know what the hell happened here, I'm just gonna go home.
Okay.
But then, when Johnny got back home, he wrote a message to the Jen profile asking what was up, what the hell's going on here. 20 minutes later, he got a response. Jen said the traffic had cleared up, she was home, and it was up to Johnny whether or not he wanted to come. And so Johnny, who said didn't want to waste a Friday night,
Oh, no.
figured, why not? Let's go try this again. So
You were out.
Yeah.
Don't go back in.
So he got back in his car and he drove to the garage. But when he walked back under the door, who else did he see again but Mark Twitchell? And Johnny gave him a nod of acknowledgement and said as his last pain-free words in this world, I guess I'm just a glutton for punishment.
What the what?
And that is when Twitchell brought the pipe down on his head.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, my God. That's
It's
horrible.
hard. People go a long way for love.
Yeah.
It's very difficult when you throw down those weird expectations, and then he sent a follow-up message to Jen thinking like, well, now I'm really going to set the story straight. And then you just tighten the net.
Yeah.
What year? Now, is this 2011?
It was 2008.
So
it's 2008, yeah.
Like the idea of catfishing wasn't quite so in the mainstream.
No, not at all. I mean, this sort of thing, this is not the sort of thing that people thought could actually happen. Because what a lot of people thought is these are the sorts of things that women have to watch out for.
Right.
Like women say, always telling women, like, don't go off with strange men, when you're doing online dating. But no one ever told men about catfishing. That wasn't really something that was going on at that point.
That's a good
people
point.
people hadn't caught on yet. So he thought, yeah, this is weird, but it seemed like he never once ever thought that he was in danger at all.
It was about fulfilling a fantasy of what the internet was supposed to bring to you.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a former view of the internet being this like place of hope, this place of connection.
Yeah, the
I'm gonna
utopianist view.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
No, they were wrong.
If you get a chance, read the article from the Internet Utopian who apologizes for his point of view.
Yeah, apologizes completely. He said, I was wrong, we're not ready. And Johnny was actually one of those old school internet utopianists. Like, he was 38 in 2008. He'd been on the internet since the early 90s. Like, for him, this was, a dream come true. This was the promise.
This is how it was supposed to work.
Yeah, this is how it was supposed to be. But since humans are always going to be the ones behind the internet, it's just going to be an extension of humanity.
Right.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Is there anything better than a summer evening outdoors? Enjoy your space to the fullest with new greenery from Fast Growing Trees. I love a big, thick bush. Fast Growing Trees is America's largest, most trusted online nursery, and they can send me a big, thick bush any time of the day. It arrives at work. It arrives at my car. I can pinpoint on a Google map where it is. Send me a big, thick, brown bush. And they send it immediately when they have it, because sometimes the shaver comes to town. I remember one time I ordered a cherry wood tree from Fast Growing Trees, and my God, I couldn't cut it down no matter what my father told me to do. I had to lie to him about it, and next thing you know, I became the first president of the United States of America. And even you can become the first president of the United States of America with Fast Growing Trees. Right now, get up to half off select summer planning essentials, plus get an additional 20% off your first purchase with code LEFT at checkout. That's an additional 20% off at fastgrowingtrees.com with code LEFT at checkout. Offer is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey there, everybody. Is your cell phone bill too much money? Are you getting that bill and you're like, hey, what is this? I can't believe for what? For 5G? Are you crazy right now? $100? I don't even barely got any bars when I'm just sitting in my living room, okay? You don't have to deal with that anymore. Are you ready for this? $15 a month. That's right, $15 a month on Mint Mobile. Yeah, baby. Get their wireless plan, because they're just sitting there on the T-Mobile 5G network, and it's just $15. Your whole life, you're just paying all this money every month. You're like, why? Where's it going? It's going to these phone companies that are robbing you. So go to Mint Mobile. Let them help you talk to your mom. So get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when the network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabytes hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
Now, Johnny, he actually didn't go down easy. He tried fighting back as Twitchell just rained the pipe down on his skull again and again, but all that stopped when Twitchell pulled out a combat knife and shoved it into Johnny's stomach.
Ooh.
He then finished the job with a stab to the throat. And that's one of the things that you really forget when we talk about this entire story. We've been making fun of Mark Twitchell for an hour, you know, and he fucked up the whole murder of Gilles Tetreault. It's like you kind of forget that, like, this ends with a knife in a man's throat.
And it doesn't end just with a knife in a man's throat. It ends him fucking separating him piece by piece.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
After he killed him, Twitchell hoisted the body to the table that he'd used in House of Cards and dismembered this poor man with a game processing kit that Twitchell had bought at a hunting store, separated the arms, the legs, and the head from the torso before shoving it all in garbage bags.
This guy is, as we know, a psychopath.
Yeah. And if you want examples of psychopathic behavior, listen to this description that he wrote in SK Confessions about his behavior during the dismemberment.
Dismembering a human body was a relatively unexciting event, but I had my ways of making it more fun. I sang to myself as I worked, talked to myself, reflected on the new tools I would get to make the next one easier. Now, once in a while, I would take a break, check my email, answer a few phone calls, check the status of my eBay page, and have a bag of chips. Ketchup chips.
Oh, my God.
This is a part of where I really kind of almost want to examine, right? Because this is a goofy motherfucker. He's got a big, stupid waggling ass who can't trust, and he makes terrible movies. And up until this point, he really is just your classic just loser with the dream that he can't seem to attain, who's cheating on his wife, doing all this crooked shit, but he seems kind of goofy. This is a part where it's that is what's interesting about the psychopathic personality.
Right.
Is the shallowness. Right? That is really the key, is that it goes straight from he's talking flippantly about the movies that he's making and plugging his shit, and then the next moment he is literally gutting a human being.
Right.
The description that he does in SK Confessions about how surprised he was that the guts are like sausages, and then when he pulls them all out, like he thought it would be kind of like the gore you see in movies, but he was like, can you believe it? It's like a bunch of bangers. And it's the way that he looks at shit with no emotion that is very, very scary, and you start to realize, oh, this guy was a ticking time bomb this whole fucking time.
Yeah. And of course, it's interesting when you think about the message behind an artist's intentions. Miley Cyrus's bangers, it's actually about little hot dogs, and that's something that not a lot of people focus on. So I think that's good. So what is this called when you think you're the star of your own movie? Like it happens.
Narcissism.
It's not, but that
it's
happens.
narcissism.
I
Yeah.
remember there was someone who said something mean to me on Twitter, and then I was like, that was mean. And then they said, oh, I hope I didn't offend. I want to apologize to all of my fans. And they had like 12 followers. And I'm like, what is that mindset? Like, I still don't even think of people like that.
Straight up narcissism. And narcissism and psychopathic behavior go hand in hand.
Okay.
Not all narcissists are psychopaths, but most psychopaths are narcissists.
It's interesting because the internet seems to have allowed like many people to exist in these little bubbles because it is anonymous and because no one ever has to have kind of the words come out of their mouth like checked by someone physically in real life. I think a lot of people can say whatever they want on the internet because they're not worried about someone who they're saying it to fucking knocking them in the face.
Yeah, there's no
in front of them.
accountability.
Yeah, there's no accountability. So these guys are both an example of these burgeoning personalities that the internet would then create. Which is like now I think we're going to see. I think for a while we thought that maybe the internet would squash the idea of the heavy hitter and of the fucking like iconic serial killer. But I think we're just going to get more and more of it.
Well, after the dismemberment, Twitchell took down the plastic walls, cleaned up the room with ammonia, loaded the dismembered corpse into the trunk of Johnny's own red Mazda, and with great difficulty, because he couldn't drive stick, pulled the red Mazda into the garage.
What a fucking dweeb. Honestly, couldn't even do it.
Every kid should learn how to drive stick. I don't know if I'm just an old person saying that.
I learned how to drive, do a manual.
I had a yellow Geo Metro. That was the most fun thing to drive of all time.
Would love to see you in a yellow Geo Metro.
I was
fucking
longer.
folded into that thing. Were your feet sticking out of the windows?
No, it was a little bit like
this with your elbow?
Largest car I could afford.
Yes, it was a little bit like the tall guy from The Simpsons. I was longer than the car. It was a yellow Geo Metro convertible, and in the tape cassette player, an REM tape was stuck, and so it was all just like it was. I think it was automatic for the people, so it was just nothing but REM. Be driving
all day. You hammered, listening to Man on the Moon, just careening off of curbs. Because like that's how you know you're in the middle of the road is when you hit the curb. You know to adjust.
Yep, I drove across the entire state of Wisconsin having a little fun.
Well, this is an even bigger example of Mark Twitchell's psychopathic behavior, and it tells you that he wasn't lying about the casual nature that he dismembered Johnny Altinger. After he did all that shit, he talked to his wife immediately. He was so detached from the entire situation that he was able to formulate a lie on the spot, pulling an excuse from the denouement from House of Cards, telling his wife that he'd just been at the gym.
But he was even wrong about the gym because he says, I'm just leaving the gym. And she's like, the gym closes at 9. I checked my watch hurriedly. It showed 9:57. She's like, what are you talking about, babe? It closes at 10. The big gym by your place? No, my old gym, babe. I thought you canceled that membership a month ago. I procrastinated, and I did it a few weeks ago, but I still have a couple of weeks this month that are paid for, so I figured I'd take advantage since this takes an hour to cross town anyway. This is the conversation he's having.
Oh, my God.
After all this
Well,
shit.
I'm just going to say, if you're a person in a relationship and your whole brain starts to look like a risk board, if all the flags are going up, just like pay attention.
Yeah, pay close attention. But this woman, and this is after he'd already told her, yeah, I think I'm a sociopath. I don't have any empathy for anybody. And they're in couples therapy. They're trying to make shit work, but, it's getting to the end.
But if you
Because
are
they got a brand new kid. They literally have a brand new kid
I
involved.
think their daughter was 8 months old.
Oh, my
Yes.
goodness.
It's very, very scary. Remember this, big little lies are seeds for big lies.
That's right.
So you've demeaned people with big thighs, big legs, and now little eyes?
No, not eyes. Lies.
Not eyes.
Lies. I think you said little eyes. I'm like, why are we...
I have little eyes.
Well, you might be onto something then about big lies.
No, but the nice about me is that you never know really what I'm thinking because my eyebrows cover it in little furrows and I'm like little fucking burning horse holes in my face.
Then after the conversation, Twitchell, he just went home. And he couldn't wait to tell someone. The day after Canadian Thanksgiving, Mark sent a message to his Dexter buddy, Renee. He wrote, quote,
I've had something keeping me busy, but I'm really concerned about telling anyone because of the implications. Suffice it to say, I crossed the line on Friday. And I liked it. Meanwhile, she was just doing fan service. She's just talking to Dexter and being like, when's season 4 coming out? Like, at this point,
my
she's just having a
God.
nice time. Meanwhile, he confesses the murder and she's like, oh.
Oh, did he post that? That was in a text message?
No,
or
that was in a
on
Facebook message.
That was a
Because
Facebook message.
This woman, Renee, after she had followed his Dexter personality on Facebook for a
Right.
while, she messaged him, and then they started talking honestly as each other.
Okay.
And she would, like a lot of people are, she's like, yeah, I have dark fantasies sometimes,
Sure.
like a ton of people do.
Yeah.
And she thought that she was talking to somebody who also had like kind of a darker mind.
She's talking about getting spanked.
Yeah.
She's talking about like that shit. She's talking about like maybe like a rope, like tie a little rope like her wrists to the bed and stuff like that, like light S&M. She's not talking about actual murder.
Yeah.
Someone else who has a dark mind, Lars von Trier.
Yeah.
And he's made some phenomenal films.
House that Jack built is fantastic.
Oh, it is disturbing.
It's got some moments.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Oh, I
like
did
the
too,
house. The very end sequence was fucking sweet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You know.
The thing was that girl wasn't the only one that Mark Twitchell confessed the murders to.
Okay.
According to SK Confessions, Twitchell also sat down with his infant daughter and told her the whole story, writing, quote,
The cool thing about a 7-month-old is that you can openly tell them anything, and they can't rat you out. Mama, Dada, it's like shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like just shut the fuck up.
You're a piece of shit, Dad.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think you're a piece of shit now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did you see my Bumblebee costume? I won the Howler. He starts becoming Canadian.
Oh my God! Honestly, I know the 7-month-old doesn't understand anything.
No.
But there's something so immoral,
Extremely.
about saying that to a child. I mean, it's just so disgusting.
yeah, I mean, it's just to not have that block in your brain that says like, whoa.
This is a kid.
Yeah, I don't even like saying fuck in front of infants.
I know that. Oh, yeah.
I know they can't understand it, but it still makes me feel weird.
Yeah, I never take my clothes off in front of a child or anything like that, even though I know that they won't remember what my body looks like.
No.
But Johnny, his presence was missed almost immediately because neither one of his friends had heard from him since Friday night. And Dale got even more worried when Johnny didn't show up to a planned rendezvous on Sunday. But Twitchell had planned on all that because this was all a part of his dumb shit game. On October 12th, Twitchell broke into Altinger's apartment and logged on to his Facebook account, onto Johnny Altinger's Facebook account.
Mark Zuckerberg is also complicit in all of this.
Yes.
From there, Twitchell posted this status.
John Altinger is taking off to the Caribbean for a few months. See y'all when I get back.
Oh, yeah, that dude who checks holes in oil pipes is just going to go away to the Caribbean for a few months?
Is it Caribbean or Caribbean?
I think it's all up to the motion of your ocean, buddy.
However you want to do it.
I am hard for it.
Then, Twitchell changed Johnny's relationship status from single to in a relationship. Oh. After he changed the relationship status, he then posted another status saying, quote,
John is taking off to the Caribbean for a few months. See you all when I get back. Wondering why anyone would leave sun and surf to come home to snow and stress. Fucking D-bag. Johnny doesn't talk like that.
No, of course Johnny
would
doesn't
be
talk like that.
Very afraid to take a plane tomorrow. I wish I didn't have to.
No kid. This is a working class dude in Edmonton.
Yeah, he's a computer guy.
And not to mention it with a really significant, important job.
Yeah, and he's very straight-laced, and he plans everything out. Like, he's very much a planner. Like, all of this is so far out of his realm of normal behavior.
So Twitchell just thought, like, everyone would be like, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I mean, can you imagine that? Honestly, though, someone you know, like, who's a person that you wouldn't expect, like, to just show up? And if Travis walked into the office and was like, hey, guys, I'm going on a helicopter trip tomorrow all over the world with my friend John. He's going to take me out of here. He said he's going to pay for everything. So see you later. And it'd be like, okay, Travis, cool. Enjoy your fucking 3-month vacation.
I could see Travis actually doing that.
I could actually see him doing that, yeah.
But someone more, I'm trying to think, I just don't think I have very straight-laced friends.
Not really.
Turns out.
No.
Yeah.
No. I think all of my friends at any moment could leave me for multiple months.
Everyone's pretty unreliable.
Well, after he did the whole Facebook thing, he then sent out a form email to all of Johnny's friends. And Johnny saying that he'd met a wonderful, rich woman who'd swept him off his feet. And as such, the two were going to Costa Rica for a vacation. But I'll call you guys in like a month or so. I'll call you when I get back. Don't worry about it. See you later.
I thought he was going to the Caribbean.
Yeah, Costa Rica.
Oh, that is in the...
Thereabouts.
Is it?
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not a pilot. I don't know.
You could go from Puerto Rico to Costa Rica.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Costa Rica's in South America.
Yeah, near.
I don't think so.
This is a bad conversation.
No, I have to Google the map.
We have to Google this. Costa Rica, where is it? Caribbean? Costa Rica, Caribbean? Let me look at it.
Oh, it's just a picture of a person saying, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a coconut? All I see is a picture of a coconut. It is on the Costa Rica is in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good. Good answer. So now everyone that's listening can stop shouting at your car. We got it.
Well, meanwhile, Twitchell still had Johnny's body to get rid of, and his first attempt went about as well as you'd expect. See, Twitchell had bought a barrel off the internet for the express purpose of using it to burn a body.
But doesn't he realize that's all paper trail? That's all an e-paper trail? I mean,
He's a fucking moron, Kissel.
Yeah.
He's not really planned for any of the true repercussions of his
Right,
actions.
okay.
He just thought that the whole world, that's the narcissistic / psychopathic personality. He thought the whole world was just going to open to him in a sea of opportunity, and everybody would always make sure, he would be safe because he's special.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, and he's also cosplaying. He's cosplaying as Dexter. He's living half in a movie. So he's not thinking about all of the repercussions of the paper trails and all of that shit. And you'll see even more examples of that later.
Okay.
But Twitchell figured that it might be a little suspicious to burn Johnny's body at the scene of the crime, so he put the garbage bags containing Johnny's dismembered body in the barrel, loaded the barrel up into his Pontiac Grand Am, drove over to his parents' house, and tried to burn the body in his parents' backyard.
You're in Canada. It's 50% uninhabitable. It's woods.
Yeah.
Go to the freaking woods.
Go to the woods. Follow a beaver. Go to see where the beaver lives. Because beavers also don't tell your secrets.
Of course, if he'd done a moment's research, he'd know you can't just dump a coffee cup full of gasoline in a barrel on a body and expect it to get hot enough to burn the entire body. And that's exactly what he did.
And the way he described it, too, is very it's like a child. It's like, and I went and I got the gasoline and I put it on his body, and what do you know, it just burned some of his clothes. And it's like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to be doing this.
Good God.
Yeah, and he might have tried it longer than he did, but after pouring coffee cup after coffee cup of gasoline onto the body, Twitchell started hearing sirens. He freaked out, doused the body with a garden hose, but the trucks were actually going elsewhere. They weren't coming to him because there was a billow of black smoke coming off of the corpse that he was burning. But the whole thing had spooked him enough where he figured burning a dead body in a barrel in his parents' backyard probably wasn't the best idea.
Yeah.
No duh, you fucking idiot.
Oh, we're going old school. No duh.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good idea.
No duh.
That's a good idea. Not.
Hell yeah. Fucking what does he think? He's all that in a bag of chips? He can go out there and he can just take care of this body and fucking get to his grandparents' house?
God.
So he loaded the now gas-covered body parts into his car and went home. But somehow, this whole episode had put him in the mood for love. So he called up his college girlfriend, Tracy, to see if she was down for him to come over.
All of this was him playing deeper into his fantasy, though, of being a Dexter-like, sexy bad boy.
Yeah.
That's what he feels. It's all of his are pieces specifically he is orchestrating in his life to be like, yeah, because that's what he says in his confession. He's like, yeah, I mean, like, what else can you say about a man who happens to be a serial killer who's cheating on his wife with his college girlfriend? He thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Jesus.
Yeah. But he almost didn't make it in a scene that is so Canadian, it's almost beyond belief. Woo! See, Mark was speeding that night, and he blew right past a cop car.
Oh.
Now, what's important to remember for this story was that, as we said in the first episode, Twitchell had a vanity license plate that said Dark Jedi.
That's right.
So as soon as the cop pulled over Mark, the first thing the cop said was, quote,
Well, the Force wasn't very strong with you tonight, now was it?
Oh my
What is this, Dork Jedi?
Yeah, what kind of nerd world are we living in here?
So Mark gave him an excuse that he was speeding because, hey, guy, I'm a filmmaker. I got to get to the airport because I got a big celebrity coming in, and he's already mad that I'm not there yet.
Of course.
Oh, don't say. Oh, is that true there, E? Oh, all right. You got to pick up. Can't be late to get Bill Murray. I heard he disappears in a golf cart.
No, it's not. It's not Bill Murray. It's his brother. It's his the other Murray.
Brian Doyle Murray.
Brian Doyle. Yes.
Love a C-class Murray.
Yep.
And it kind of sort of worked, because the cop fined him only half what he should have. But after coming back to the car to hand over the ticket, cop had to get in just one more crack. As soon as he got back to the car, he said, quote,
Hey, tell me, are you Darth Vader?
I don't like funny cop. They don't change their actions are still they're going to lock you up, but then they're being funny, and then at some point you realize they're just making fun of you.
But in this case, it is worth it to watch Mark Twitchell, because him white-knuckled, like in the car. As the guy be like, oh, tell me, hey, you better hurry up, because, the rebellion might fizzle if you don't make it to Princess Leia's house on time.
God damn it. How do I kill this cop who called me Darth Vader? Everyone knows I'm fucking Darth Maul.
Hey, listen, you're threatening a police officer. You're speaking out loud.
Oh.
But in Canada, it's because we're nice. You can go.
yeah, and if this cop wasn't so focused on being funny, and if maybe he would have done a couple of sniffs,
Right.
he would have noticed that Mark Twitchell's car still reeked of gasoline.
Well, that's what happens in Canada when their law enforcement training is just watching Police Academy movies.
And the body wasn't in the car. I mean, he dropped off the body before he went over to Tracy's place.
Okay.
But the car was still full of evidence that would have directly implicated him in a murder.
So he dropped the body back off at the garage?
Yeah, at the garage.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, like, if the cop wasn't so focused on the fucking Star Wars license plate,
Right.
they might have caught him a little bit earlier.
Well, that's actually a good use of a vanity plate.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's actually a pretty good comment on if you want to get away with murder, you get yourself a jackass vanity plate and everyone just roasting you for that.
Yeah, all right.
But Mark made it to Tracy's just fine, and as a result, we have one of the worst written sex scenes in history. What follows now is Mark Twitchell's actual love scene that he wrote for himself in SK Confessions, cleverly replacing the name Tracy with
I'm going to go with Stacy.
Lacey.
Lacey, that's a sexier version though. But Stacy, if Stacy was supposed to be like a good girl, then I would say yes. Yes, he uses Stacy.
Okay.
But a Lacey.
Here we go.
She let me inside, dressed in her pajamas, and no sooner had I dropped my bag on the floor than we were making out intensely. We moved to her bedroom and shut the door to keep her dogs out. We kissed passionately in juicy anticipation of what was coming next. She lay on her bed and opened the pajamas to reveal a sexy set of white lingerie-style underwear. The bottoms were a thong, which always gets me insanely turned on. Her large, deep green eyes stared seductively into mine, and I couldn't resist her even if I tried. Not that I would want to try. Being with her took on the pace of quickly catching up to how we used to be. Lacey and I explored each other for a good 2 hours at night, trying several positions, all of them making both of us crazy. I was free to suck on various parts of her body and go down on her for as long as she could take it before needing me inside her again. The way she felt, the way she tasted, all so familiar and so amazing to have again. She came to orgasm 4 times before I let myself get to the same place. And when we were done, there was no describing the contentment we experienced.
Okay, honestly, when you read Bigfoot erotica, it is more erotic than that.
Man, he
God,
laid it
that's
down. And I will
disgusting.
say, nothing shows a man is more truly confident than describing how good his sex is.
Oh, yeah, totally. I also can't stop hearing, like,
She did have
Shut
two
up!
super yappy
Shut up,
dogs.
Dora!
Yeah, I don't
Shut up,
think-
Dora! I'm trying to fuck your mother!
good God.
This whole time, while Twitchell was trying to get rid of Johnny's body and having disgusting sex with his college girlfriend, the police were refusing to file an actual missing persons report. Flat out refused. They said, as far as they were concerned, this is just a guy going through a midlife crisis, and they considered themselves lucky if they was going to Costa Rica for a nice vacation.
This is a Canadian police theme. I mean, you could say they're looking at the cup half full, or you could say they're not doing their jobs. But this is what happened with Picton and the whole crew.
I tell you what, you came here filing a missing persons account, but you know what I gotta say, you're being a hater. You're hating on his lifestyle and you're hating on his freedom. You're jealous.
I'm just
you're
saying.
a troll. Now you get out of here
I'm
before
not-
I give you a ticket for being a troll, you big goon.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it was the exact same thing with Pickman. It's like, they probably just, I don't know, went somewhere else.
Yeah,
You
of
should
course.
probably forget about it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And it wasn't until Johnny's friends broke into his apartment and found his passport still sitting there that the cops finally got off their asses and started asking around about Johnny Altinger.
Okay.
But the thing was, they didn't even really start with the garage, even though they knew that was the last place that he'd been. They just sent some guys over there to look through the windows. And they're like, yep, not here.
I tell you what, I was gonna go look in the window, but there's drapes.
Yep, can't do it. This is, I mean, as far as police work goes, this sounds right up there with some of the worst.
It's pretty lazy.
You got a missing persons report. You got a passport, obviously proving the dude didn't friggin' leave the country, and then you got directions to his last place of where he was alive.
What's lazy about that? I filled out a whole report. What I saw, I looked through the window. There I counted 97 holes in lace. I count four to five vertical slats from what I could see from the little scritcher. It's mostly what I could see through the window from my car.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they just drove around parking lots at the airport. Even though Johnny didn't have his passport, they focused on parking lots. Like Gary said, they just didn't want to get out of their car. Like, we drove around for a while. We didn't see nothing. But if they
No, you believe me, we looked hard. I opened up my window at least 2 times, and I said, Johnny! Johnny!
I mean, families look for a missing dog more than this.
Yeah, and if they would have gone to the garage a couple of days sooner, they would have seen Johnny's red Mazda parked inside. Because the thing was, like I said, the Mazda, it was a stick. Twitchell couldn't drive standard. So he called up his goofy friend Joss and gave him a song and dance about how some guy had just come up to him on the street, told him some rich lady was taking him on a nice vacation, and hey, how'd you like to buy my car for $40?
Yeah, that's totally reasonable, completely plausible. That happens every day.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, absolutely.
You know how it's like I call you up and you're like, hey, Kissel, you know how I never owned a Mazda before?
Yeah.
But I have a Mazda. Would you want to buy it from me from $40?
For
This
$40?
guy just gave it to me on the street. Yeah.
Really? Well, that does happen on a regular basis. Yeah, I'll take it.
Give me the money. Take the Mazda.
Okay, all right.
You take this Mazda.
Yeah, because he was trying to get somebody to take care of the car, and that was the only thing he could figure out as to why a red Mazda suddenly showed up in his possession.
There's nothing more emasculating than not knowing how to drive a stick. If you have to learn how to drive a stick.
All right, drive a stick.
Come on.
It's better to just confess to murdering a person than say that you don't know how to drive a stick.
And the friend, who, by the way, that friend was the same one whose parents gave Twitchell $30,000 for day players, not the brightest family. This guy totally bought the story and stored the car in the driveway at his parents' house.
Does Joss by any chance have braces? I just think he might.
Joss was his PA. Josh was the guy that became his.
It's not Josh.
It's Joss.
It's
Joss.
Joss.
Yeah.
Joss.
Yes. Joss definitely is a 40-year-old person that rides a scooter to work. That does like a skateboard.
But as is pointed out in The Devil's Cinema, if Joss would have looked a little closer, he might have noticed all the goddamn blood stains on the back bumper, because Twitchell didn't even bother to clean it up.
Good God.
Oh, somebody must have had some kind of ketchup party.
The body, though, wasn't inside when Twitchell handed over the car. And the time since, Twitchell had dismembered the body even further, which he disgustingly outlined in detail in SK Confessions, and dumped the parts into the sewer just a couple blocks from his parents' house.
I'd even go through some of it, but most of it, it's just kind of long.
It's
But
just
the
long
way
and gratuitous.
the way he describes cutting off the knees, where it's like he got the leg and he's like, that's the easy part, really, is cutting off the lower half of the leg, because you just got to get to the joint. The upper part is what's really hard because of all the fat that's involved. Again, it's the way he's breaking it down in the confessions that are just like, he is fucking checked out.
Yeah.
But isn't this is a relatively residential area, right?
For the most part, yeah.
How are you just, the shitter is full. Like, how are you just able to dump a corpse into the sewage?
It's an alleyway, you know?
Yeah, and also people pay attention to their own business. A part of it is keeping a neighborhood where people, this is Stab Man Town, where people know to not be witnesses.
No, I know, but if I see someone jamming a foot into a goddamn drain pipe like it's the dude jamming a person into a wood chipper in Fargo, I'm just going to, just dial the number for the cops.
Hey.
So by the time the police finally caught on that the guy who rented the garage where the victim was last seen just might be involved in the crime.
It's actually what's so aggravating is it's such an easy investigative case.
Yeah, by the time they figured that out, Johnny Altinger's body was long gone.
Call me a squirrel, 'cause I'm covered in acorns. That's right. So many people are focused on where their money is today. And Acorns is the financial wellness app that cares about where your money is going tomorrow. Let Acorns work for you. You put acorns in the ground and you're gonna get trees tomorrow. That's right, investments. And with the Acorns potential screen, you could find out what your money is capable of. I always do that. I'm like, I want to invest in something that I like. Let's say cheeseburgers. Okay? That's kind of hard to do. Acorns will help you find a cheeseburger that is right for you. So sign up now, and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment. Wow! Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/left or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings. Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/left.
Summer schedules can get busy fast with camps, vacations, sports, family time. And, every single time Carmi eats a block of dark chocolate, we got to take her to the emergency room. You know how much time that takes. All right, IXL makes it easy to keep learning part of the routine in just a few minutes a day. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning, whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. From pre-K through 12th grade, IXL offers personalized, interactive learning that adapts to each child's level and pace, which is great because Carmi has been really slow in biology, and Wendy has really been struggling with American history, mostly just because she doesn't agree with the way it's being taught. So it's really important. You make an impact on your child's learning. Wendy, as soon as she gets her chicken, she is ready for all of her lessons. And Carmi just really has to eat 5 or 6 bites of liver, beef liver, chicken liver, and then she can really get down to, I'm hoping this is the year she reads To Kill a Mockingbird. So really, IXL, thank you. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And Last Podcast on the Left listeners can get an exclusive 20% off at IXL membership when they sign up today at IXL.com/left. Visit IXL.com/left to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
All right, I know what you're thinking. I like to go banking, but I don't want to give to these big old banks all the time that cater to the 1%. Well, go ahead and get yourself hooked up with Chime. It's banking built for you, not just those rich jerks. And they got thousands of fee-free ATMs because why pay to get your own money? Chime is working for you, man. You get your Chime card, you're going to get travel perks, you're going to get into airport lounges, you're going to get those chicken thighs. Every time I go to an airport lounge, I get chicken thighs. And you know what I say whenever I see a plate of chicken thighs? Give me more. Chime's going to get you those chicken thighs in these lounges, all right? Sure, they could serve other types of meat, but why would you when chicken thighs are so delicious? Chime is not just smarter banking, it's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. Head to chime.com/left. That's chime.com/left. It only takes a few minutes to sign up. Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services for Chime Card provided by Chime's bank partners. Optional products and services may have fees or charges. Stated cashback for Chime Prime only. No minimum balance required. For more information on travel perks, go to chime.com/disclosures.
And Twitchell, he damn near got away with it too. If not for his own hubris.
I thought you were going to say pesky kids.
He was perfectly helpful to the police who, the police, they agreed that it is, real weird that a guy should go missing in a place where all this killer stuff is.
Well, the first interrogation he does with the police, it's like the police are so bowled over that he's the filmmaker that they're asking him stuff like, oh, so how many cameras do you have in there? And it's like he's describing his whole operation. He's bragging about day players. He's plugging day players. And they are all like, oh, okay. And then he tells them all this bullshit immediately about how, like, you know, I'm not always in my garage. Sometimes people coming out of the garage. And you're like, all this, you know, the constant lies.
Yeah.
What? Like, my brain is going to explode. What alternative universe is this man a good artist?
I don't know, man.
Why would anybody care what this guy is up to artistically?
Well,
Remember Threaten? Remember Threaten, the band? They lied all their way to getting a fucking article in the Rolling Stone, which we will never receive.
No, I know that. We're not cool enough for the Rolling Stone, which no one reads anyway.
No, and it's not called the Rolling Stone.
I don't
Dads.
even give a crap what it is.
Who gives a shit?
No
You know
one
what I mean?
reads
It comes down to it.
No one reads it.
Well, that's the thing. Is that Twitchell, he planted another seed of doubt by telling the cops that when he got to the garage, wouldn't you know it, there's a different padlock on this garage now. Maybe someone else has been in there. I don't know. And Twitchell, when he went to the station to do the interview, he made sure to talk about his Star Wars fan film as much as he could, just begging anyone to acknowledge him as a filmmaker.
So he wants the cops to start investing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good idea.
Literally, it's him. Like, he might as well have like brought in a lightsaber and like watched all of them go like, oh wow, so this is legit. This is set worthy. Oh, you could see all the knobs on it. This must be legit.
Now, is there something to the idea? Because this is still during a time where people thought nerds were really nice, shy, harmless people, as opposed to the power nerds that we know today.
Yeah.
So maybe they thought because he was such a nerd, there's no way he could pull something like this off.
Possible.
I think you make a good point because, like, the detective in charge of the case, he watched the tape of that interview with Mark Twitchell and summed up the whole thing with one sentence.
Does not come across as deceptive.
And this is even with the testimony of the guy that said Johnny had called him after going to the garage the first time. He was like, hey, there's some guy here. This is real weird.
I mean, I got to say this. I love cosplayer. I love the cosplay community. You all are wonderful people. But you are all deceptive. That's the entire point is deception. I know you're not
that is
actually
just
Robin
saying
from Batman.
That is just saying that anybody in show business is deceptive. It's more just the weird speaking. It's interesting because show business can have an effect on certain people. They do truly believe that if you're in show business, I think there's a little bit, especially at this time period, before a lot of since now the veil has been quite lifted on the background of filmmaking,
right.
So people know a little bit more. But I think then they're way more like, well, he wouldn't want to jeopardize his career by murdering somebody. Like they view it as very important.
Oh, God.
And Twitchell even gave him one more look at the garage, and they were, of course, perfectly polite about it. According to the book, when they wanted to search the garage one more time, they asked, quote,
can you meet us there? Or what works for you? We don't want to inconvenience you.
I mean, I don't like aggressive policing.
No.
But then we also can't have passive-aggressive policing. Because that is
I
the
guess
worst.
I can investigate you if you feel like it'll do anything. If you want me to come down and investigate you, I will. But you got to tell me to come down there and investigate you.
Now, at first glance, because that was all the cops were going to give it at the time, the garage was clean. I mean, Twitchell wasn't a pro by any stretch of the imagination, but he'd done a good enough job to fool people who were doing a half-assed job.
Right.
But right before the search, Twitchell, I guess trying to get ahead of the story, told a police officer that he'd bought a red Mazda from some guy for $40 earlier that week without the car even coming into the conversation once.
So
Never try to
freaking
get ahead
classic.
of the story.
No.
Never try to think that never do this. Never say
Never.
anything extra to a police officer,
Never.
especially if you did a crime.
Never. And the irony is, everyone thinks that the cops know everything.
Yeah.
They know nothing.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they are totally clueless.
Yeah, and with that, because the cops had spent most of their time looking for Johnny's red Mazda rather than looking at the actual murder site, the missing persons case turned into a homicide, and Mark Twitchell's life quickly fell apart.
Wow, they only had to be given the case on a silver platter, and they dumped some gravy on it, some cheese. They made a homicide poutine.
I urge you, if you want to see kind of acting at its finest, is to watch the second police interrogation in its entirety on YouTube, which does exist. It's like an hour and 15 minutes long when they bring him back in. Because it first starts with him talking about Star Wars. Right, like there's one version of it.
How does
where he's talking about
I haven't seen this. How do they broach the subject of Star Wars in a homicide investigation?
He starts it because it's all being like, well, that's because I've been so busy with my fan film, and then he describes it, and they're like, so is Boba Fett the gay one? And he's just like, no, they don't get gay until The Last Jedi.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I even told the cops that he had an email address with the name Kit Fisto in it.
Kit Fisto?
Kit Fisto is one of the more embarrassing prequel characters. It was like in Attack of the Clones. You know that really embarrassing scene at the end where they're all fighting in that little pit?
It's a horrible scene.
Yeah. He's the one with that smiles really big with the black eyes and all the tentacles coming off of the
can't believe
back of his
he
head.
likes the prequels.
Yeah, and he actually went as Kit Fisto like cosplay.
A fan did send me pictures of Mark Twitchell in his Bumblebee costume because they had pictures from the Howler then, and it was pretty ornate.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, the only thing Twitchell had to offer about the murders was that someone had broken into his car not too long ago, and they'd stolen a rent receipt for the garage. And that was probably the same guy who'd sold him the red Mazda for $40, and he'd probably been the one who put the new padlock on the garage. And he was probably the guy that Johnny had told Dale that he'd seen. So why don't you go look for that guy?
And I also heard he had one arm, like a one-armed man.
And he was Asian.
I think he was Asian.
Oh my God!
Some kind of
Where is that? What's that reference again?
Cable guy.
The cable guy. That is horrible.
We've done this many times.
I know. No, that movie holds up too. It's friggin' weird.
And admittedly, the cops did try to press Twitchell, particularly this guy, Detective Bill Clark, who actually has a nice little catchphrase.
What's that?
Holy mackerel.
Holy mackerel, you wouldn't believe the kind of deception he's trying to pull above my eyes. And I say, I tell you what, you can't fool me like the rebellion did sneaking into the Death Star. You can't do that because I got eyes on everything.
Holy mackerel. All right.
He came right out and said that there was absolutely no doubt in his mind that Twitchell was involved in Johnny Altinger's disappearance.
Yes, it turns out he tried to defend Johnny, and he was in the fight, and then he got overtaken by a one-armed man.
In Twitchell's face, what a fantastic acting job. It is the face of any single time you do this, when someone says, like, Kissel, did you take the garbage out? And you go, what? You asked me to take the garbage out? When?
Garbage?
When was it?
Now explain garbage. I don't believe that anything is trash.
My thing is, one person's trash and another person's treasure. Would I throw out treasure?
Yeah. You're going to take the treasure out?
But his face of him going, what?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone right now. This is a quote that he says to the cop.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and if you want to hear another douchebag quote, when the detective told Twitchell that he wasn't going to be able to live with himself if he didn't come clean, Twitchell responded with,
"You'd be surprised with what I can live with."
Okay. All right.
And after that statement, Twitchell lawyered up.
Yep.
But even though they didn't get a full confession, they had enough evidence to impound Mark Twitchell's car.
Okay.
Which was still chock full of evidence, despite Mark knowing that the cops were on his trail. Because that's the thing. It's not like all this happened over the course of a few hours. Mark had days to get rid of his bullshit.
So what do we got here? Is it about a 3-week investigation from start to end?
No, it's about like 3 or 4 days, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a
Once it
few
got
days.
going, it went pretty fast.
He has a ton of time to get. By the time, I think between the time that the cops finally started looking for Johnny and the time things finally started going to shit for Twitchell, about 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
So, but he
because
had
once
enough time.
once the car became a major center of the investigation, it was over for him.
Yeah,
like
right.
him just mentioning the Mazda because
So
the Mazda was
stupid.
just sitting in somebody else's garage.
Yeah.
so no one, it didn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, the cops had no idea that Twitchell. They didn't even ask Twitchell about. Like, they may have asked, like, "Have you seen a red Mazda around here somewhere?" But the cops weren't asking Twitchell about the red Mazda at all.
All right.
They might have got to it eventually, but he was the one that brought it into the conversation, and that's what made the whole thing come tumbling down.
It seems like maybe he wanted to get caught so then he could be famous for it.
Maybe. I mean, it was either that or he was lazy or he was stupid. Because when
Could be all of the above.
Could be.
He felt that he was a genius and that he was unassailable.
Yeah.
He thought that the cops were stupid. He thought that everybody around him was stupid. He thought that everybody, again, just assuming the red carpet would roll out for his entire existence.
Right.
Well, the most damning thing that they found in Mark Twitchell's car was his laptop. Because at that point, Detective Clark figured that because of the whole horror movie vibe, that he was on the lookout for a snuff film.
He was going extreme. He became Nicolas Cage from 8mm.
Yeah, no, that would make sense, though.
But what he found instead was the next best thing. When Edmonton police looked at the trash folder on Mark's laptop, they found an unfinished 35-page document called SK Confessions.
This drives me fucking nuts. He didn't even empty it from the trash bin. He thought he finished the whole thing. He then just put it into the trash bin. He didn't empty it. They just clicked on the trash bin. They saw SK Confessions. They open it up, and not only does it have a complete and total description of every one of his crimes, but it also explicitly states, these are the stories I will tell the police if I'm ever caught. And does the rundown of the entire bought the Mazda from a guy on the street bit.
Right. It is interesting that he it seems like he did fulfill his script.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
Oh, he did it on purpose. All of this
Which
was done
is
on purpose.
so bizarre.
They also found a bunch of yellow sticky notes stuck to the dashboard of Mark's car on which Mark had written reminders. I mean, most of them were inconsequential. There was one that said this.
Ship eBay items, codpiece, helmet.
Because that's how he was making part of his money, is he was making cosplay items.
Right, of
Yeah,
course.
and so,
Okay,
yeah,
totally
he just shipped off a brand new Darth Vader codpiece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the to-do list that was embarrassing and incriminating said, quote,
Kill room, clean sweep, fuck Tracy senseless. That was one of his reminders that he wrote to himself in his
You need
car
a
that
reminder
he
for
shared, that he shared with his wife.
His wife
So
should have
think about
fucking
this.
strangled him.
Think about this shit, is that he's doing the same thing too. He loves hiding in plain sight. He just thinks he's so much smarter and better than everybody else.
He is a massive, massive idiot.
yeah, and he kept the murder weapon, too. He kept the combat knife, and it still had Johnny Altinger's blood on it. He just left it in a backpack in the floorboard.
Wow.
So, with all this evidence, a deep search was done on the garage, and they found blood everywhere when they gave it a close look, including on the bottle of the ammonia that Twitchell had used to clean up the damn place.
There you go.
Yeah,
He even kept the fucking pipe.
He kept the pipe.
And not only he kept the pipe, he kept the pipe on a shelf. And not only did it just like not innocuously look like a lead pipe, which is why we have in this in the first place. Are you a fucking plumber? Or
Right.
It was matted with blood, and he had taped hockey tape all around the end of it so that he could grip it properly, which was also soaked in blood. And it looked like it was from Negan from Walking Dead, just hanging out.
But it wasn't until the DNA came back as a match to Johnny Altinger that the police were finally able to move on Mark Twitchell. And to their credit, they did it in the sweetest, cruelest way possible. This is the best sting I've ever heard in my life.
They set up a fake Comic-Con?
All right, so listen to this. See, Mark figured that since he hadn't been arrested yet, he might never be, especially if they never found the body.
Right.
Because Twitchell figured that even if he did get arrested, he could just say that he and Johnny got into a fight and Johnny ran off. So, while living in his parents' basement because his wife had kicked him out, Mark started working on his costume for the next Howler.
He went ahead with his cosplay plans.
Now, what is this costume going to entail?
Iron Man.
Ooh, Iron Man!
What a showstopper.
Nice.
Then he got some fantastic news. He got an email from a potential new investor who'd seen his Star Wars fan film, and this investor wanted to know how he could help.
Yes.
So Mark, he gave him a day player's pitch.
Can you imagine if it's like, from a woman, and then he actually did follow up and go meet up this person, and it was just a dude who fucking beat him to death with a pipe? How sweet that would have been.
That would be karma. So he met with some dude. His name was like Edmund Monopoly. I'm interested in investing in your.
All I do is give money. Don't look at my Subaru. I am a millionaire.
Oh, man. And in addition to that, the $35,000 check from John Pensett at Venture, Alberta had finally arrived under the condition that it be placed in a trust and only used for filmmaking purposes.
And you know that he got that check and he's like, this needs to be placed in trust. I can't use this just for my bills.
No way.
Then, the next day after he got the check, Twitchell got another email from the new investor saying, this day players thing, pure gold. Where do I sign up?
Wow.
Let's meet this Friday.
Pure gold. And
Love
of course,
it.
if you had a chance to watch this past week's last stream on the left, again, you can watch that at adultswim.com/streams every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's horrible.
It's awful.
Yes.
It is unbelievably bad. Find it on, I think you can find it on YouTube.
It's on
right?
YouTube.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah. And so he asked, where do I sign up? Let's meet this Friday.
We gotta fucking crank this out this weekend. This is the best acting comedy I have ever seen.
Oh my
And he's just
God.
there. He's got his Iron Man helmet on. He's got his tighty whities on, dancing in his living room, being like, everything's coming up,
Yeah,
Twitchell.
he's got a little
man.
Tom Cruise, a little risky business happening.
Dude, he must have thought that he Casey Anthony'd his way out of this entire thing.
Oh, my
like,
God.
he thinks
Dude.
he's about to skate.
He's just got Rush blasting.
Yeah.
He doesn't care who hears. He just wants the whole world to know that he ain't slowly going towards success. He's rushing towards it.
He's in the fast lane.
And what was more, Friday, the day of the meet, Halloween. Mark Twitchell's, it's his favorite holiday.
Of course.
Yeah, it's his favorite holiday because that's the day he gets to wear the costume.
Sure.
So, man, so he is psyched that morning. He wakes up, he puts on his windbreaker, he puts his tickets to the Howler in his pocket, and he starts his brisk, happy walk to the coffee shop to meet up with this new investor.
Perfect.
But as soon as he reached the end of the street, a white van sped off the road and a whole host of tactical officers spilled out of the door and ordered Twitchell to the fucking ground. The whole thing had been a ruse.
Not you, you fucking idiot! Not you, you fucking piece of shit! That must have been so fun as a cop to just like laugh and shit, being like, "How about we offer him $85,000?" Yeah, that's a great idea.
I would love to watch a bunch of Canadian chunky police pour out of a white van. There's something very funny about that.
The whole point of it was to get Twitchell out of his dad's house because they didn't want a standoff or anything like that. So they got him they made a fucking sting to lure him out of the house by telling him that his career was about to take off.
Oh,
God, you
that is-
fucking assholes!
As far as Canadians go, this is passive-aggressive police work. It is passive-aggressive police work.
And so Twitchell was finally under arrest for first-degree murder. And when the police were searching Twitchell's parents' house for further evidence, Twitchell's father reportedly turned to one of the detectives and said, quote,
Officer, can I offer you some advice? Have a vasectomy.
What? Where'd that come from?
he was not happy with having a son.
No, he's mad. Yeah, he's mad that he
You
had
don't
a
get the
fucking
joke?
son.
No, I thought he
don't
was
get the
being
joke?
mean to the officer because the officer looked like a horrible or something.
No, the joke was that he greatly regretted having children.
I understand. He got a bad egg.
While his son was under arrest for murder, he figured it was a fun time to crack a joke to one of the detectives. Hey, detective, he'll give you some advice. Have a vasectomy.
Canadians, man.
Oh my God!
Canadians
I am sick
just
of
never
all these
turn it off.
fucking bits. Why has everybody got a fucking bit in Canada?
It's nonstop bits. That's kind of what drives us nuts every time we go because they deliver bad news, but in a joke. And it's not a joke because the reality is it's still bad.
No, even though they had a mountain of evidence, they still didn't have the body, and Twitchell wasn't giving it up. So Detective Clark figured he'd play on Twitchell's love of movies and took him on a videotaped tour of Edmonton to try to get him to break.
Honestly, the way they did treat him, they do now switch to, which I like, is they lay the pedantry deep on him. Just being like, oh, you like films? You like films? Well, we show a little film of our own. Look, you're the star of this movie. You love acting, right? And they start taking him around, and each time they'll be like, here, show us the body. If you could tell us where the body is, wouldn't that make a great movie? And then when you get out, you can make that movie. And it's true. They were
Wow.
like fucking roasting him in the car.
They roasted him hard.
Well, here's a clip from that videotape.
Hey, Mark, are we beating a dead horse here, or are you going to tell us where the body is? Simple question, Mark. Can't you answer that? I think we've been pretty decent with you. You can at least give us an answer on that. Our investigation is impeccable. Our evidence is flawless. Evidence speaks for itself, as I said.
Jesus, it sounds like the Hart family from wrestling having Thanksgiving dinner.
And the look on his gross little goatee, he's got pimple fucking face, all fucking tiny little doggy eyes, and he's just like trying to like not look at, like when a dog's in trouble, but it's trying not to look at you. It's like him like looking into the corner. He's like, come on. Where's the body? Right. And this goes on for like 2.5 minutes.
Jeez.
What did you say in your email when you sent the clip to me, Henry? Is it sounds like an interrogation from Toontown?
Yes.
It really does.
Well, Detective Clark's surprise, Twitchell didn't say a goddamn word the entire trip, just stared out the window the entire time. So they took him back to county and waited 2 more years for Twitchell's trial to begin.
Wow, why did it take so long?
It's just,
It
takes that long. It takes a while. The wheels of justice turn slow, my friend.
I know that.
Now, you think of someone like Mark Twitchell wouldn't do very well in jail, but apparently he ran the goddamn place. Twitchell.
Huh.
The other inmates, they were terrified of him, just based on his reputation. He was like a cell block boogeyman to the new inmates when they come in like, oh, watch out, that's Mark Twitchell.
No, that's the dude who dresses up like frickin' Bumblebee. You can feel free to beat on him any day you want.
But it's how true crime reporting goes, right, forever. They all emphasize the Dexter Killer, the man who made a murder dungeon in order to create a sea of snuff films. They thought he was fucking Hannibal Lecter.
He's the Bumblebee killer.
Yeah, he's the fucking comic book boy murderer.
The only incident in which a prisoner tried to step up to Mark Twitchell was when a guy tried to hit him with a shit bomb.
Oh, what's a shit bomb?
A shit bomb is a Canadian prison prank.
Oh, a Canadian prison prank. That needs to be a show.
Many bits.
I watch
Canadian prison.
I watch a lot of those lockup shows, Locked Out. I watch a lot of those prison documentary shows. It's brutal. They need to go to Canada just for some comic relief.
Can you imagine? Yeah, they're just all in the showers, the prison showers, and it's just like, it's kind of dour and kind of mean. All of a sudden, a moose comes in a big prisoner's uniform.
Okay, who let the moose in?
Who let the moose in here? Am I on Canadian prison pranks?
Oh, my God. Love this show.
A shit bomb is when an inmate fills a Fritos bag with shit and piss,
Okay.
sets it on the floor in front of another prisoner's cell, and stomps on it.
Okay.
Just sends shit and piss flying. It's like a shit rocket.
Okay.
But in this case, the prisoner stepped on the wrong side. So the shit bomb backfired and covered the prankster in shit instead.
So Canadian.
You know that Twitchell took the moment to look at him being like, the Force was not on your side this time. And everyone's like, whoa, he is a Jedi. He is a Jedi.
Oh, my God. But, of course, if you're going to do the shit bomb, I'm assuming you have to have the open end facing inside the cell.
Yeah.
How do you mess this up?
But that's the thing. If you step on the wrong side, then it still pops out the other end.
Either way, it's stupid.
I don't know.
You just take the shit in your hand, you throw it in his fucking face.
No, that's not. That's unseemly.
That's not a prank, Henry. There's no art to that.
No.
Stop doing
You gotta make a
this.
shit bomb. It's Canadian jail. You gotta be funny about it.
Well, to make things even worse for Mark Twitchell, Gilles Tétrault had also come forward after Twitchell's arrest following a press conference in which the cops displayed the shitty gold and black hockey mask that Twitchell had used during his assault on Gilles Tétrault.
Okay.
But since Twitchell had a lot of time to fill when he was in prison waiting for his trial, he started casting his own biopic, which
Really?
he unfortunately shared with the author of The Devil's Cinema, meaning we know.
Yes.
See, there were 2 choices for Twitchell's lawyer. Jim Carrey, that was one choice. If you wanted to take one more stab at drama, Jim Carrey could be allowed to be a part of this project.
The only time he was a lawyer was in Liar Liar, which was technically supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Liar Liar is funny.
It is funny.
Okay.
Yeah, Liar Liar is funny.
I haven't seen it.
But if Jim Carrey
He
wanted
has to tell the truth.
No, I understand what the frickin'... I have seen it. I know what the premise is. He
But
wasn't
lawyers
there for
lie
his
all the
kid,
time,
and
so it's really difficult.
It's about
because
a
just
kid.
the job of being a lawyer sometimes requires you to bend the truth.
I understand that, but no one talks about how demonic that kid is who hexed Jim Carrey, a.k.a. his dad.
That was pretty powerful juju.
But technically, that was the lesson he needed to learn all the time, that sometimes, even if your job is to lie, the truth is what you need to do, because that's what makes you live a good life.
Well, sometimes you tell someone the truth, and next thing you know, you're an asshole.
That is the fine line.
Well, if Jim Carrey wasn't free, he would also accept Hugh Laurie. But only if Hugh Laurie wanted to get out of the whole typecasting hell that he was stuck in with House.
He also definitely is sick of all that TV money.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. I know how actors work.
Yeah.
We get so sick of making all that money. All we could hope to do is some independent feature in the middle of Edmonton to really shake it up.
Now, as far as the prosecution went, that could be handled by Casper Van Dien from Starship Troopers. You know, the chisel face one?
I love it.
Oh,
love
yeah.
Starship Troopers, just rewatched again, totally holds up. Love that movie.
One of my favorite
It's
movies.
a wonderful, wonderful film.
I love it. The other person for the prosecution, that's Natalie Dormer. It's girl from Game of Thrones.
Okay, don't know her.
Yeah.
Cool.
But the judge, that's your big name character right there.
Dan Aykroyd, nothing but trouble. Come on, Dan Aykroyd, nothing but trouble.
I don't know. It would be hard to step on it because Dan Aykroyd doesn't like his visions to be sullied.
Bob De Niro.
Bobby De Niro. You get Bobby in
Honestly?
there, you get Joey in there, you get Marty in there. That's a whole. You have them be on the jury. You have Marty playing the fucking bailiff. Wouldn't that be fun?
I don't think De Niro makes a good judge. I think it's bad casting.
Yeah, well,
He's an
talking about? You
outlaw.
could see
He's
him
the
going-
one on trial.
You could see him a little bit going like, crime. Me guilty. Maybe a little bit. It's harder to do it. It's hard if you can't see without the face, because it's really the face of him with a big silly wig on, because this is Canada too. So it's him going, all right, a little bit. Talking to me? I got nipples. You can milk me? And it's just him, but it's like just the judge.
Meet the fuckers.
Yeah, with the fuckers.
You can milk me? Oh, my God. Actually, men can lactate with extreme stress.
good.
Yeah,
Yes, and breast cancer
It's like a
is-
skunk.
yes,
It's like a skunk
and-
getting away from danger.
And men also can get breast cancer. So, guys, get your checkups.
Thanks for bringing that up.
No problem.
But when it came time to cast himself, Mark Twitchell just couldn't decide.
Yeah, it's hard.
But he was able to narrow it down to 3.
Okay, can we guess this? I'm going to go. Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson, Nicolas Cage, and another, what would be a great, let's go with a young, maybe a James Franco type.
Interesting. I have it in front of me, so I know what it is.
Yes, Henry knows.
Okay.
Guy Pearce.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yes,
He
yes.
doesn't look anything like
Oh,
Guy
yes, I
Pearce.
can see it. I can see it, yeah.
Ryan Phillippe.
Got to be.
Right, I was actually thinking Ryan Phillippe, but then I went James Franco because I couldn't think of Philippe's name.
Or, if he was lucky, Matt Damon.
Got to be Matt Damon. Honestly, it's a pretty good lock if it's Matt Damon. I can
It
see him
is.
doing it.
It is.
Now,
You know who it's going to be? The fucking fat redheaded kid from The Sandlot.
Love that kid. Love that movie.
as to be expected, Twitchell's trial was just as bizarre as the murder itself. See, Twitchell had finally given up the location of Johnny Altinger's body on June 3rd, 2010, about a year and a half after he was arrested. But that's only because it was all a part of his defense. See, Twitchell fully admitted on the stand to killing Johnny Altinger. But in Twitchell's version of the story, it wasn't his fault. The fault lied in a Frankenstein creation of Twitchell's own devising that had taken on a life of its own and destroyed its creator. The whole thing could be blamed on Maple.
Maple?
And Twitchell laid it all out on the witness stand himself during his trial.
Wait, hold on.
This
Maple
is-
syrup? A maple tree? What is what maple leaf? What does that mean?
It is some Canuck horseshit that I don't want to pin on the rest of Canadians.
No.
Because I respect them and I know that none of the rest of them would be as hack. It might as well have been called Moose.
Okay, what the hell is this thing?
Well, Maple was an acronym
Oh.
It stood for Multi-Angle Psychosis Layering Entertainment.
This guy sounds like freaking Gary Busey.
Yes. False expectations appearing real.
Fear. I honestly very inspiring.
Extremely inspiring.
Love the Buse.
Now, Maple was Twitchell's genius PR plan that was going to catapult him to the top, because Twitchell was planning to apply Maple to House of Cards. See, his plan was to take it beyond just a short film. He was going to turn House of Cards into a feature, a novel, and an online marketing campaign, which was yet another ripoff taken from the Blair Witch Project campaign that was done back in the 90s.
Okay.
Which was sweet.
Which was great. I fucking loved it, man.
The original Blair Witch?
Well, the campaign.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was incredible.
Yeah, it was so fucking cool.
The movie, I never saw it. I saw
That's
the
a
movie.
big
I just never
confession.
saw the. I was like watching. I was like, where is it scary?
Yeah.
But anyway, it was
Interesting.
just-
You should see it now because you probably find it scary now.
Okay.
See, just like the Blair Witch, the plan was to create an actual urban legend where nobody knew whether the whole thing was fake or real. Because remember, that was the whole thing with Blair Witch.
Right.
Because they marketed it as like, maybe it's real, maybe it's not.
Exactly.
And Twitchell was going to do this by luring men to his garage. So when the movie came out, guys would go online and say, whoa, this actually happened to me. Now, at first...
Did he understand that they still cast Blair Witch and there was an audition process?
There was a lot of shit that happened. It's all the Maple system, and it works.
It's really weird how he just didn't understand key components of how things get created.
Well, this is just his excuse to try to get out of murder.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just trying to figure out a way to scramble it and not confess the fact that he was such an entire dumb shit. That he
Right.
wrote every fucking single thing that he did in a document that he didn't even properly delete.
It just seems to me like someone who's like, I'm starting a podcast, and then they have 2 empty pea cans.
You're talking about somebody who's truly very insane.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Okay.
Now, at first, Twitchell said that he planned to just talk to these quote-unquote recruits when they showed up and convince them to play a part in the story. But then he decided to actually scare them.
Oh, God.
And of course, it got out of hand. He said the whole thing with Jill, who by that time, Jill had already testified. That whole thing as just a goof.
That was a goof?
It was a goof.
It was a bit.
You
It was a bit.
tased a man until he couldn't walk? That's a goof?
It's just supposed to scare him, not actually kill him.
fucking-
Jill just totally overreacted.
I think he underreacted, actually.
He reacted, man. He just, he's just acting like a baby. You know what I mean? This was a spin-off from Canadian Prison Pranks. It was supposed to be Canadian Garage Pranks. And it was a pilot.
As far as SK Confessions went, that was the novel part of Maple. That wasn't Confessions. That was the novel. That was a novel. He was writing a novel.
Did he know that the 38 pages isn't enough for a novel?
It's not even enough for a novella. I believe it has to be 75 pages to be a novella.
Then there was the matter of Johnny Altinger's dead body, which Twitchell had, of course, led the police to. Twitchell explained that away. It's just self-defense. He did kill him, but it was Johnny's fault.
If I know one thing, it's always the fault of the person who ends up in a body bag. Or in this case, a garbage bag.
Yeah. He said that he'd learned his lesson from Gilles, so when Johnny showed up, Twitchell said he was totally upfront about being a filmmaker. And
He
then,
was,
yeah,
to be fair.
and he tried to convince Johnny to play along with his little game. He's like, I'm sorry that I tricked you with the
No,
profile.
say it right, Marcus.
I'm sorry I tricked you
No,
with
I'm
the profile.
sorry.
Excuse me, I'm sorry I tricked you with the profile, but, I got this whole little thing going. Maybe you want to be a part of it.
Okay.
But according to Twitchell, Johnny, who in real life was the gentlest, kindest guy around, suddenly got angry, kicked him, and grabbed the pipe and went berserk. And that's when Twitchell said he grabbed the knife and killed him.
It's like he did it to
Bullshit.
himself.
Yeah, about that stabbing,
Good
Mark
God.
Twitchell actually said on the witness stand as he was telling the story, he actually said this, quote,
Sickest feeling ever.
Oh, I want to grab him. You remember when Jason picks up the guy in the sleeping bag and just hits him? I think
him
it's a
at the
woman,
thing.
actually.
Yeah, a woman, just hits her against the tree.
Over
again
and
again.
over and over. I just want to do that to him.
I think it's very interesting that anybody views killing and dismembering somebody as like #adulting. Because that's what this feels like.
Then he said he freaked out, dismembered the body, and dumped it in the sewer. But after hearing SK Confessions and seeing the mountain of evidence against Twitchell, it took 5 hours total, which included time off for lunch.
I was going to say they probably just break for lunch, right?
Yes.
Included time off for lunch.
Well, if we make our decision now, we're not going to get lunch. And today it's the ham and cheese sandwiches.
we gotta get down there.
like those, right, guys?
Because the thing is, if you don't get in the first 15 minutes, the ham starts to cool,
yeah,
the cheese starts to cool,
Great.
and I like it to be gooey. So I say give him the chair.
So
Yeah, Mark Twitchell was found guilty after 5 hours of deliberation. Woo! For the crime of first-degree murder, Mark Twitchell, forever a failure, received the maximum sentence of 20 years to life and is up for parole in 2033. Or, as the line from the very first episode of Dexter goes, and this is true, this is a real line from the first episode of Dexter, there's one less amateur filmmaker polluting the internet.
I love it. Well, it would take some massive reform for him to be ready by 2033.
Oh, no, he's not. He might get. I mean, he's a model prisoner. I know that he has gotten on some dating sites.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has gotten some dating sites. And Gilles Tetreault, he got back on Plenty of Fish.
Got you, man. Gotta get back on that bike, man.
I know, but there's other things out there.
Yeah, but
again, like a deli or a bar.
No, he got back on. He said, He said, I'm not going to let it ruin. He's like, it's not Plenty of Fish's fault. It's Mark Twitchell's fault. And I gotta say, I give it to the guy for not letting fear ruin his
Well, it's kind of
life.
Plenty of Fish's fault for allowing someone to go and create a fake profile with just one picture with no background check if that's actually the person.
No one ever does that. No
one ever
dating
does
sites.
Doesn't there
that.
have to be
Kissel,
some
not
background?
anymore.
None
Well, you have to put
whatsoever.
your phone number in. Don't you have to give like a social security number or something?
No, the way it normally works, you're going to be verified. They use Facebook to verify you, but what if your Facebook account's also fake?
Yeah.
So they do that shit. No one is anybody. No one is ever actually who they say they are. Even if you meet them and they look like that person, they still are lying to you in one way, shape, or form. It takes years to truly understand what kind of flawed person you're dealing with.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, there it is. 2 parts on Mark Twitchell. This story, we got one murder. Mm-hmm. We got one attempted murder. But for some reason, this story is extremely compelling.
Yeah.
And he's a fascinating guy to break down psychologically because I'm just going to say this. He's cuckoo bananas.
Yeah. I think that he is, cuckoo bananas. I think that he could have used some time in film school or having a real job.
But he didn't think he had to go to film school because he already had it all figured out.
Well, what's interesting about this story is that this is a serial killer who got caught on the first murder.
Very lucky.
Yeah, very, very lucky that Mark Twitchell would have killed more. He had 2 more planned. He was going to kill his old boss, and he was going to kill Tracy's ex-boyfriend.
And he was I'm sure he would have killed his wife at some point, his parent, God knows who.
Well, what happened, what I imagine what happened is eventually all of these things would really start building up. He was an asshole, didn't know how to tell the story, he didn't know how to cover his tracks. Eventually, his wife was going to find some evidence, and then she would need to go. And then he loved his daughter, but also the way he viewed his daughter, he viewed her as an accessory.
Yeah,
He would talk about how great it was to take her out because chicks would talk to him because he had his daughter.
He viewed the daughter as an extension of himself, and he didn't see her as an autonomous being.
No.
I don't think he did love his daughter. You don't tell your daughter about a murder at 7 months or 17 or 7 years old. I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, this guy's got the same psychology as a lot of the other guys that we cover. It just so happens that we caught him on the first try, and he was stupid enough to write everything down.
Brilliant. All right, everyone.
That's why I want to say there's no reason to document everything.
No.
You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know what's good sometimes? Memories.
Memories. That is funny you say that when we do our live shows, which, by the way, check out our live show, www.lastpodcastlive.com. Check it on out. And I thank you all so much for buying that.
Yeah,
and
thank you so much.
It'll be out all year. So continue. Please, God, buy it. Please, God.
Kissel, don't cry. Don't try this. We're okay. We're okay, Kissel.
Okay. Let's see. Do we have anything to announce? Do we have anything to talk about?
No, dude.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
shit coming up.
Yep.
We got, please, if you want to give it to our Patreon, patreon.com/lastpodcast on the left. It's fun. It's fun to support. and you get fun things for it.
And if you want to follow anything on Twitter to just get the shows, Last Pod Network on Twitter, and I believe that's the same on Instagram.
Yeah, if you want to find out what's going on in the Last Podcast Network each and every day, just go follow us at Last Pod Network on Twitter and Instagram, and you'll get a notification when we got a new episode out, because we got a whole shitload of shows over there.
Yep.
A lot of shows that Ben is also on, a lot of shows that I'm also on.
Yep.
Henry's guested on a lot of shows over there as well, and we got a nice stable of extremely talented people out there that are putting out some really cool shit. So yeah, go check us out at lastpodcastnetwork.com and follow us at Last Pod Network on all the social media stuff.
And we're going to start putting ads out for the other shows, so you'll probably hear an ad. And if you hear an ad about a show that sounds interesting, please check it out and subscribe and support, because we're trying to get the whole network together to be one solid unit. That's the goal for this year. So
we have a lot of cool announcements this year. We're going to have a lot of, I think, fucking kick-ass content coming out. A part of it is, remember, it's all just us. It's DIY operation. It's completely independent, and we're going to keep doing that. No lords, no fucking masters for this group.
Nope.
As far as I'm concerned, they try to even I don't want a goddamn boss. I don't even want me as a boss. I just fired me. Henry, you're fucking free for the day. And thanks, Henry.
We're like AEW, the new wrestling promotion coming out. They're going to have shows on Tuesday.
Nice.
Or New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is a little bit corporate in its own right, but we're not the WWE over here, because we give you content that you want.
Nope, we're totally independent.
Shove things down your throat.
And we're also going to be doing an event with another totally independent operation next Thursday. Me and Ben on January 17th. We're going to be at Forbidden Planet in Manhattan, appearing with some people from Fangoria for the second issue of Fangoria. We got a little interview in Fangoria this month.
Awesome.
So me and Ben are going to be hanging out at Forbidden Planet, I think,
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
On January 17th.
We'll be giving you our John Hancocks.
Yeah.
I
really cool.
really wish I could fucking be there. I'm very sad to miss that.
Yes, no, we'll have a little cardboard cutout of you or something, and then...
Make it like a bunch of melons so people can feel on it.
All right, everyone, thank you all so much for listening. Hail yourselves!
Hail Satan. Enjoy this good, goofy feeling, because next week it's going to get pretty fucking dark.
Yeah.
We're getting 2019. It's going to start off with a hoot and a holler.
Uh-oh.
Again, everyone.
Hail me!
Magustalations.
Whoa.
Can it be Halloween yet?
I
I
wish.
just want October to be here.
Yeah, it's a long ways away.
Hi guys, it's Carolina Hidalgo from Last Podcast Network. I co-host a weekly podcast called Movie Sign with the Mads with Frank Conniff and Trace Bellew, the original mad scientists from the hit cult TV show Mystery Science Theater 3000. That's right, TV's Frank and Dr. Clayton Forrester, along with myself, spend each week discussing and thoroughly dissecting a movie we've recently seen.
Premise of our show is very complicated. I hope you can pay attention. We come in once a week and talk about a movie. Okay, I hope you could keep up with that.
Past episodes included classics like Taxi Driver, The Godfather, and Sunset Boulevard, to our live show recordings of The Shining, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, to newer releases like The Shape of Water, Hereditary, Get Out, and Mandy.
Some we like, some we don't. We agree, we disagree. But in the end, it's all about movies and you, the viewer, and your suggestions. The viewer, no, it doesn't come through that way. It's on the radio. It's on a podcast, and it's free.
There's no real continuity between the episodes, so click on the movie episode you'd like to hear about. Check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you can find podcasts, or just look for us on lastpodcastnetwork.com under shows. Thanks, everyone, and enjoy the show.
Managing healthcare payments shouldn't get in the way of patient care, but fragmented systems create costly delays and add unnecessary friction. Zealous is here to help. We simplify healthcare's financial complexity by connecting every step of the financial journey for payers, providers, and members. That way, everyone can focus on what matters most. Because when the financial experience works, care doesn't just happen, it flows. Learn more at zealous.com.
It's time for Trash Day Nose Yoga with Hefty. Let's transform stinky scenarios with a joyful scent of Fabuloso. Inhale. You forgot to empty your kid's lunchbox. Exhale. A field of lavender. Inhale. Stinky leftovers. Exhale. watermelon in the summer. That's the power of hefty, ultra-strong trash bags with Fabuloso.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!